Welcome back. Now, raising children with strong moral and spiritual values is one of the most important responsibilities parents can carry. In a world filled with distractions and shifting influences, how can families ensure that their homes remain places of love, character, and spiritual growth? To help us reflect on this important topic, we're now joined by Reverend Timotheus Mutambo from the African Methodist Episcopal Church. A very good morning to you, Reverend, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
All right. Teaching children values at home. Education definitely does start from home. Why do you think that should always be the case? We shouldn't leave it to the church, we shouldn't leave it to the teachers at school, but it must start from home. Why should that be the case?
Yes, they have a saying that charity begins at home. And the home is the most basic unit where we need to teach and instill values in our children.
Yeah.
And if we get it right at home, we will get it right in the community and in the society. So as parents, it is our basic responsibility to instill these values at home, because that's where the children grow up from infancy to whatever age they are in at home. So we need to get it right at home.
Yeah.
And that's the core unit of society.
Let's start with the early years. What are some of the effective and age-appropriate ways that parents can begin introducing values and also just the biblical principles to their children at home?
I would say as soon as they are able to gain an understanding, because children love what they see. So as soon as they are able to understand, we need to instill Christian values or whatever faith you are in them, because they observe and they love what they see at home. And for us as parents or as families, when when we're not intentional about teaching them these values, they will not grasp it. So I would say as soon as the youngest age that they are able to grasp an understanding, that's when we must start.
Yeah. In the middle of busy schedules, which we definitely cannot shy away from, sometimes work takes a lot. We also have constant distraction when it comes to school and also just the new world of technology. How can families create regular routines or moments that reinforce spiritual values in our homes?
God meets us in our mess. He meets us in our busyness. So it is important for families to make time. Doesn't need to be long. Make time and pray together, dine together, and those are at the dining table. Prayer time, so that it becomes a routine. It must become a habit that you always make time for God and for Christ. So parents must, even it doesn't matter how busy you are, there must always be a schedule that we will use to engage with our children and to be together as a family. Because the distractions and the busyness will always be there, because we are in a rushed world, but time for God and for spirituality must not be neglected.
Yeah, I love how you mentioned, setting a time even for having dinner. I think dinner in its simplest form is not just coming around a table and sitting and also just enjoying the food, but also just the way the child is supposed to eat, perhaps with a spoon, with a fork. It's just those little things.
Basics,
yeah, and also perhaps not putting, the elbows on the table.
Exactly,
It's literally those little things. But what are some of the values that parents should start with? Perhaps the expecting parents, perhaps those who are new to this whole thing of parenthood. Where do they start with instilling these values in children?
It starts with us as parents. I must have these values myself. That's so that my child can see that I just don't have the values, but I love.
What should these values be?
Kindness, forgiveness, humility. I mean, humble, like Christ was humble. Being kind to one another. It doesn't matter whether somebody is drunk on the street. If it isn't, we must be able to respect it. And those are the values that we must instill. In biblical terms, we call it the fruit of the Spirit. And those are the values: kindness, humility, forgiveness, forgiving one another. Sometimes you get so angry you know, that somebody kills somebody just because somebody said something towards him or her. And if we instill these values at home, we will get it right in the community. And our societies will be safer because these values were instilled from a young age at the family unit already.
Yeah. I mean, some of our little kids have friends, and you know, when you're from a different household, people do, you know, different things in this household. And you mentioned that the kids live what they see. What if my child picks up something different from the next household, and they probably feel like, you know what, it's supposed to be that way, that is right? You have instances where kids will go to school and they're like, no, mommy, no, daddy, teacher said we must do it like this, and it must be like this.
Yeah, the other day I was telling my congregation that we are so fast as parents that my child became this because he started staying with your child.
Yeah.
We shift the blame. But really, if the values are instilled, and if they, you know, if they are foundational in every household, the child will realize, they will even tell the next household that, you know, what you are doing is wrong. This isn't how we're doing it at our house, not doing it the other way around. So values would be instilled, and it must be so grounded in our children, in our family, that I don't know, just go out. So, as teachers, we used to say that the moment the child leaves your house, it becomes something else. Yeah. So there must be no moment for them to be loosened and be influenced by others. But it must be so much grounded. That's why I was saying, as soon as they are able to get an understanding, we must instill these Christian values and the values of our faith in our children. Then they will be grounded, they will correct others, and they will rebuke others. Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to bring to our attention with regards to teaching children values at
Yeah,
home?
so as a closing, I would say that parents, it is important for us as parents to keep the faith grounded. There must be intentionality and consistency in what we are trying to instill in our children. If we are doing this today and tomorrow we are doing something else, our children will also be confused. So let us be consistent, let us be intentional about the values. And if we do that, we are going to have a brighter community and a brighter Namibia, because we will have ethos in our society at the end of the day, where we have moral values and we have integrity.
And don't forget to take your kids to church.
And don't forget Sunday school. That's where it begins.
Sunday school, yes. Thank you so much for joining us, Reverend.
Thank you very much.
All right.